Hi guys, this is Dave Bennett from T2H2 and it's March 14th, 2015. I'm going to go ahead and start doing training videos for T2H2 version 2. Let's see, we're going to go up to log in. So start by going to T2H2 but then to get to the subdomain where we created 2 right now, go to plus.T2H2 Obviously, we'll tie it into the front end in a little while. We're just still working on it back here. So it's plus.theme2html.com. And that'll be the login panel. So if you log in here, as opposed to theme2html, okay, just real quick to point out the difference. If I go to theme2html and log in, I'm going to log into my theme2html panel. Okay. If you want to log into the theme2html panel version 2, if you got that, then you do it at plus.theme2html.com and you log in there. Okay. All right, so I'm going to log in here. Okay. Boom. Now, first thing I'm going to do is see where I am. And I went ahead and already activated one theme, so I have a panel active, and here it is. Okay. And so this is the front end, so to speak, and that would be this. And then the back end, of course, is the administrator link to get into that panel. It is actually the exact same URL as this one, but it ends in /administrator. Okay. So I'm going to log in, and let's assume that we already got our information for the login. Close tabs to the right. Okay. And if you lost track of your password, then hit forgot password. Obviously, the username is always admin, ADMIN, no caps, no spaces. And below that is going to be your pass. If you don't know what your pass is, hit forgot password and it'll resend your link to your email address, the one you signed up with. Okay. So then you can go reset it there. I'm not going to reset it. I got mine. It works. So I'm just going to go in. Okay, here we go. I'm in. So I can ignore that email when it arrives. If no one ever deals with it, it's just going to give up. All right, here we go. I'm logged in, which means I'm on the dashboard. Okay, so I can hit dashboard and I'll see it. By the way, this just kind of gives you a free preview of the front end of wherever you're at. Oh, it doesn't in here. Perfect. Okay, one of the other themes, it was giving you a preview, so we'll go get that fixed. All right, so let's walk through some of the basics that we have right now, just so you can see what's going on. First of all, anytime you want to see the front end of your site, just click the icon up here. Okay, and that shows you the front end of the theme that you activated, whatever theme you have that's active now. And the thing I like most about this theme is we just set it up first to test initial functionality. So it has very little happening here. It's just a whole bunch of products, okay? Individual products with their individual pages to read more about the individual product. That's it. You know, and you could do something like buy it or click on related products. And this stuff is easy to set up in the backend. You're going to be able to study how it's done and see how you can set similar things up. So if you're selling something and you want upsells or you want side sells, then you can have related products show up in groups next to whatever it is you're selling. And that way you can sell a multiple number of things. In my case, one of these could be Moji. Another could be Theme2HTML version 1. Another could be Theme2HTML version 2. And then I could have other things I would sell. Maybe the spin rewriter, if that was the idea. Maybe the HostMonster affiliate link. And so you can go on and on. And the cool thing is that way people can keep coming and picking the options that they like most, and that way you can just improve your sales by having all your related products nice and obvious in your website. People who like the one will turn around, come back, and get other ones that you point out, right? And it's easiest to show them the path to what they got because that's how they got there. I mean, they found their way there, and so it's always good to have related products branch right off of that. So for instance, here you go, other related products in that category. Again, it's simple to set this kind of thing up. All right, if I hit the icon on the page, it brings me back to the front page. Okay, so if I got off the page, right now there are no side pages. Okay, you would see them appear here. There are none. This says about us, but it doesn't mean anything. It's just, this is the whole thing we put in there for it. And all this is editable. Everywhere you see an edit button, the reason you see it is because we're logged in the back. If I sign out, okay, and I refresh the page, no edit buttons. Okay, and scroll down, whoops, everything you see happens, but no edit buttons. All right, and we were just setting up initial functions like the slide, glide, flips, and everything else. That's so easy to set that up. And we moved on past it. But anyway, here you go. So let me log back in. and continue. All right, so that was it. This gets to the front page of the site. Now, this is a frequently asked questions block. We don't have anything in it right now, but we will. Don't worry. We're starting to figure it out already. By the way, how do we develop frequently asked questions? Well, you guys start asking questions. So let me point this out. This is a support link. Please use it. Feel free to use it. Use it. Just hit it. Put in your email address, whatever it is, and put in whatever your message is. Your message could be, hey, that link isn't working for me. Just be clear, right? Say, hey, I'm on a certain theme, like the mobile theme, and the dashboard link in the page isn't working properly. That way we can find our way to where you were, okay, and we can fix it. That's just a simple example. Obviously, you can go a lot further. If you say, hey, I've got an idea for a better feature, or hey, this thing would work better if you did it this way, or hey, are you guys going to come out with this or that or the other? When you send this stuff, it just helps us out, right? So if you want to market, start off with something like feature request, and then this is my idea, okay? And that way we know that's what you're talking about. If you're saying, please fix, please fix this issue, problem here, okay? That's great too. That just helps us understand how to prioritize these things. Later we'll have some kind of a drop-down box for choices, but it's too early in the game for all that. Just send us your message and tell us what you like, don't like. Tell us what you don't like. Tell us what you do like. It just helps us understand where to go next, right? And then just send it, okay? Here it is, okay? And I'm going to send it, okay? All right, my message got sent. Now, let's continue. If you were to hit edit profile, there's not much to it right now. There's just change your password. That's where you can change your password inside without having to hit forgot password and reset it that way. And right now, profile pic, that doesn't mean much. It's just the support icon right now. Later when we white label, then this will be more about white labeling. This will be white labeled as well. And it will not say anything about copyright theme to HTML down here. It'll be you, not us, okay? Terms of use, privacy, that'll be you, not us, okay? And that way, when you have your affiliate system and or coupon code system, depending on the features you want, that we're going to plug into the system, and you decide what you want to use, and if you want to create a downline or resellers or whatever, they feel like they're signing up to your system when they buy access to the panel. For us, that means panel sales. For you, though, that means you get to present the entire thing here as though it were your program, okay, and your offer to your people. Okay, and you can expose them or not expose them to us as much as you want. But if they log in and this is you and this is your, I don't know what, Empower Network MLM program, and you're going to be the super affiliates for Empower Network. Okay, I don't even know what's in fashion with programs these days because I don't pay attention to affiliate programs. As you know, that's not my thing really. But we do have an affiliate system like most people do, and we do have a coupon code system where you can just assign coupon codes. You create them and give them to people. CV03127. Okay, that's a coupon code. If somebody goes to buy something from you, which is going to happen one day, all right, and they buy access or they buy a panel or they buy into your system or whatever it is, okay, because we're going to have a shopping cart attached. If they use the coupon code, they get some money off, however much you said, and somebody gets credited a commission, however much you said. Okay, and there you go. But with a coupon code, they don't have to really join your system and become an affiliate. You can have that deal with them less formally. That way you can just hand a coupon code to someone you just met yesterday. Maybe on YouTube, someone is selling something similar to what you're selling, and you think, ooh, you can make a bunch of extra money. How's this? Hey, sell my thing too. Just offer it to people. Just show it to your users. They like your stuff. They might like this one too. If you're willing to, use this coupon code, and then we'll count the sales here in a week or two or three and cut you some cash, $50 per sale or $35 per sale, whatever it is you told them. So the reason that they'll remember to use the coupon code is they're going to get, who knows, 20 bucks off. And every time they use it to get 20 bucks off, well, they're using it, so we're going to see in the system how many guys signed up with your coupon code. And so then I'm going to pay you whatever, 50 bucks times that many. Okay? Then the guy might say, okay, great, fine, I'll do it, and take the coupon code and say, hey, my good buddy, you, is offering this thing that works well with our thing, and any of you want to buy it, here's a coupon to get 20 bucks off the purchase. Okay? And then their people, maybe they have a subscriber base of 5,000 people and maybe 80 people come and buy. Ooh, well, you just made a bunch of money. Who knows what you make? Maybe you're selling your thing for 200 bucks and 80 people buy it. And it's not that it's 200 this time because it's 180 because they got, 20 bucks off. Okay, so it's 180. And also you promised the guy 50 bucks per sale. So you're down to 130 minus like PayPal. Maybe the PayPal's taking, I don't know, 5 bucks or so. All right, 10 bucks maybe. But let's think about that for a minute. That guy just made 50 times 80 just for pointing out your thing and using the coupon code. They just made 4 grand. That could happen in a week. And you made from that batch, maybe you made like 100 bucks net times that 80 sales is like, 8 grand. Okay? Everybody's happy. That's the advantage of a coupon system. He didn't really have to formally become your affiliate, or she didn't. Okay? Affiliate systems, when you want to get a little more formal and say, sign up to my system, include your PayPal account, and as you're getting commissions, you can log into your account and see the commissions you're getting, and you can hit the button to pull the money out to your PayPal when you're ready. All right, things like that are very doable. Okay, and that's coming up. That's going to be part of this whole CMS, part of the structure of things that are available inside T2H2 for you to take advantage of. Okay, so it's going to be white labeled. That's the coolest thing there. Now, I've gone through the main stuff here in the dashboard. You understand these settings here really apply to some of the most used, most common settings here. Let's talk about one or two more basics, and I'll break off this recording, move on to the next. If you hit themes, okay, nothing will happen. Like if I'm on dashboard, right? If you hit it, it's drop down box. This is what most of this is about. Some of these go directly there, okay, directly there, okay, but some of these are just themes, so to speak. And media, this is where you add one or more files, and this is where you can look at the media library, by the way. And it doesn't just have to be images, okay? It's saying all types, images, 137. That's because we only put images in here. But if you upload videos, it will recognize the extensions and create a whole videos tab and show you the videos, right? So you can sort between the images and the videos. Later, pretty soon, we're going to have folders for you to assign stuff to. Check, assign it to a folder. Check, assign it to a folder. That way you don't just wind up with 137 images just like this, okay, for all of your stuff, right? Because it's kind of hard to see through. But whatever, it's okay. By the way, the tremendous amount of power you have to do things like SEO an image out, okay, and let me just take a fun looking image here and open it up, okay. That's from the Cars movie, I guess. And if you're going to do something with it, here could be a category or the name of the this image. That's the idea, okay. And then the alt text could be whatever the alt text is, okay. And then we've got more boxes. We'll assign functions to them later. We haven't decided to do that yet, but we can do that. Whoops, sorry, my mouse is kind of funny when I roll the wheel. All right, we can put in a URL, and the point of the URL right here actually would be if you click the image, it goes there. So it can go to itself, right? So you could actually have the URL just point directly to itself, and I do it like that. Just there it is. Okay, or you could have a point completely somewhere else. It could go to Moji Dash Crew, and it'd be an image for Moji, except that's no image for Moji. All right, boom. All right, you can decide the presets for the image: left, center, right. How do you want the image to normally act by default? You can decide if the normal size of the image should be a thumbnail or full size. There's going to be options here for medium and large sooner or later, but we haven't defined how to understand that yet. For instance, medium could be literally half of full size, and large could be 2/3 of full size or 3/4 of full size, something like that. We'll figure that out. And then you can just insert it wherever it is that you are on when you hit the image button. This is the way of saying select this image. You can delete it, okay? You can edit it, and you can hide it, okay? Those are, just to show you the level of detail of functionality that we're building into T2H2 and the level of controls for the degree to which you want to have that kind of control immediately. So if a client says, hey, can you add this? You can add it. If the client says, can you make it click through to somewhere, you can just do it. If the client says, make it a little smaller or larger, you can do it. And when I say the client, that means you or anyone you're doing any kind of work for. One of the greatest advantages of T2H2 is you don't have to feel ashamed, embarrassed, or nervous about offering the websites that you can design for somebody. Because once you understand how these things work and you play with it and you get kind of comfortable with it, then it's perfectly easy to create websites as good as any. Okay, and by as good as any, I mean PayPal. Okay, look at this website. Like when I arrive, see this? Okay, this could be a still image or it could be a rolling video of some people walking around a room and a lady looking at her mobile phone. And the website you create can look like this. You can create this page inside T2H2 and get it to look just the same. I mean, like literally just the same. Probably literally just the same. Okay? All right, just so you understand that. If I went to Macy's or anywhere, okay, I could create a website as good as anyone's inside T2H2 if I'm familiar enough with the features and I've gotten kind of comfortable playing with it. Okay? That's the whole point. So T2H2 is that good, and that means the work you do for anyone, no shame. Get used to it, and somebody will ask you, can you do this? And you'll just know what you can do. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can do that, or yeah, I know I can do that, or I think I can do it, let me double check, you know? But you'll have that ability to create websites as good as anyone's with this, okay? Now, so far I've just got one theme, okay? So there are functions for that. And we can dive into the details and see what's available. This doesn't really mean a lot right now if you click it. All it means is give it a name, whatever it is you want to be. That's that theme. And then whatever screenshot you want so you can recognize it very easily, right? Like when you see all of them, that's really obvious. I don't need to know what the name is when I can see the image, okay? There you go. And we can add new. You want to create a brand new theme, you can add new. And you can give it a name, Dave New, you know, it could be anything, right? Who knows? Fishing store template, whatever it is. Screenshot, add a screenshot. I don't have one yet, so I'm going to upload an image, drag it from my computer so I can bring this down, scoot it to the side, go get my fishing store image, whatever it was. Say this was it, just showing you. And there you go. And it's not, but say it was. And then that's going to be the image that I'm going to use, okay? So now, whoops, now that I'm done with that, okay, I can close that. We'll make this more and more easy to use the entire time. I think, yep, I can insert it. There it is. Boom, boom. And I can save it, okay? Now, look at that. It's already started, okay? I can activate it if I want to make it active, and I can see what it looks like over here. Huh? So far nothing, because I haven't done anything with it at all. And it's just showing an error, basically because I haven't done anything with it at all. There's nothing there, okay? So I can customize it though, and when I do, this is why I'm getting an error. There's nothing there. I got to add something to it, template, add new. Okay, and I'm going to call this like main page. Okay? And that's good. It's got one container with nothing in it right now, but I can save that much. There, now I've got something I can work on, and I can duplicate it if I want to create another one for side pages. Now, it's kind of early to duplicate it because it has nothing going on. Side pages, okay, inner pages, that kind of thing, like for not the main page, but the secondary pages. And I'm not creating pages, by the way, I'm creating templates to use for pages. All right, you'll understand, obviously, as I go a little further into it. But I'm just showing you that this is doable. I can delete, okay. And I can start editing anything I want. I can go in here right now and start creating elements inside of containers. This is a container because it contains the stuff that goes inside. And then you can add another container, right? And you can put elements inside of that. That's how this newest, most modern version of a website is built. Matter of fact, I'm going to close with this. Let's recognize the containers. This is a header. It's not exactly a container. Usually, you use different controls for the header, but there you have it. It's a header row. Okay, this would be the first container. It's pushed to be very big to handle the image on the inside of it. Okay, so there you go. And then you have sections that overlay this container. So this container here is big, and it has a background image. That's the image. Okay, and then it has an element inside of it, and we'll deal with these elements, these different content elements later, and you'll understand how it works. Like this is a title of sorts. This is a section where you use custom content, then you have a button, and then, custom content have a button, and it's spaced, right? So we have like space, then something, then space, then something, right? And up here, there's space after the headline, so that must be some kind of a divider or two or three, okay? So that's literally how it's going to work. Now, if you come down, where is the next container? Some people think, oh, it's here because I see something. No, 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 no. The next container is the very next pixel after the first container. Okay, it is this. And it has stuff in it. Now, it could be that this is two containers or three. This could be a container, and then the next container could be this section down here with the image and so forth. Okay. All right, and they just don't have backgrounds, okay? So just so you understand, or it could be one container where a few things, different elements were added to the container, okay? Then here's your next container, obviously, with an image background in the container. If you edit the image, you're editing the container, not an element. And then these are the elements that we're going to add, like this right here. This whole thing right here is some kind of a title with some kind of a description with some kind of links, right? That say certain things and point at certain pages. Then you have another container. Now, can you flip these containers around? Like, could you decide the order of these containers? All this page is containers with elements inside of them and a footer, with footer links and footer, whatever, copyright information, footer printing there, and a header, obviously, at the very, very top. And that's it. And then each of these containers does something. Either it looks good all by itself, or it allows you to do something like click this or click that. Okay, it does something. Okay, this container does something. It looks good, and then it allows you to click something. One of the biggest reasons for this new modern approach, and this is sort of like a pioneering, it's a pioneering step. It's not a finished step, but it's on the way there, is that it helps us minimize the effort of getting people to understand what they can do. There's very little to choose here. Very little to choose here. So it's design heavy, okay, which is just a matter of go find an image and use it. And then very little, just a point that they're making, and then a way that you can react to that point. What do you think's below that? A point that they're making, and a way you can react to that point. Another point that you're making, and a way you can react to that point too. Okay, and it goes on. That's it. That's the whole point of different containers. They're like mini websites in a way. Each one has its own goal. Okay, they're all pointing at pages on the website most likely, but they all have their own goal. Okay, and that way everybody can just quickly decide if they want to continue with something that's happening here or move on to the next thing. Do they want to continue with what's happening here or move on to the next thing and see what's there? Okay, this is the idea. By the way, can you flip these containers around? Yep. In the MM panel, you just flip them around. Okay, and so they're all interchangeable. By the way, how many containers was that? Because we're going to wind up doing this. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 most likely in a header and a footer. Well, that's just 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can you believe that that's the first part of building a website that's just like this? We just did the first part of setting up this website just like that. Okay? Or at least the front page. All right? We've got other pages. Keep in mind, not every page on your website is going to look the same as the front page. Okay? Because once you know where you're going, you want to start getting to the information right away. So maybe you'll have a main point, but now what? It's gonna be fewer containers, probably, with more information per container or something like that. More about fees, more about sending money. If I start digging deeper, okay, here you go. Then you're gonna have more explanation and perhaps fewer containers. In this case, they are going deep with the container options, so we can keep doing that. And they're doing it to keep your mind on each of the options they have. And one of the biggest reasons for going that deep, obviously, isn't because they have to make all the pages use the same idea as the home page. They don't. They can have different containers for different purposes for all those different pages, which is exactly what we can do. But they're doing it because they have such a massive structure. PayPal, if I'm using this as an example, it's almost overkill because PayPal is huge. They have so many separate sections, right? And so it's like tree branches leading to more branches, before you finally get where you're going. Okay. Now, if you say that all of the pages had a different layout, or some of the pages use the same layout, and some of the pages use others, then you completely understand the reason now for having more than just the main page. We'll say, okay, now that we created 12 containers in the main page, okay, I didn't, right? I forgot to hit save. Let me just save now to make the point. Okay, come back here. Now I say, now that I have my 12 containers in here, if I'm going to just assume I'm going to have like 1, 2, 3, 4 different kinds of containers, and then some of these will use the one, some will use the other, great. Some of the pages I'm going to go to are going to use one container, or I'm sorry, one whole theme, right? Which is a bunch of containers. That's a theme. It's got a bunch of containers in it. Okay, with a bunch of elements by the time we're done, right? But then other pages should not look the same as the front page. I want them to look and act a little differently. Great. We're just going to duplicate, okay? And we're going to duplicate, okay, for the side pages that we need. Then we can go rename each of them, and we can give them names and stuff. We can say personal, business, send, and request, for example, or personal, business, PayPal credit, working capital. So you can just go into any one of these and change it. This is going to be like my working capital theme, okay? Now I might have 5 or 6 or 8 different pages down here that are all going to want to use this theme I'm creating here, okay? Get it? And then I might want 5 or 6 or 8 different pages using that one. What was that, by the way? It was like PayPal credit, right? So that's what I could say. I could say like PayPal credit, Save. Okay, you get the idea? I might have several pages that use this and several pages that use that for the different sections of my site. They're going to be the pages. What do pages do? They call the themes. Let me show you what I mean real quick, and then I'll break off for the next recording. Working capital, PayPal credit. Let me just find something else I want to say. Pay on eBay. Heck, maybe that's like a whole topic of its own. I'm just going to call it eBay. eBay pages, okay? eBay template. Just to kind of keep this in mind, right? Okay, save it. By the way, you got a save button at the top and a save button at the bottom. They're the same. They're the same. It's just if you're working down low, it's easier to reach this one. If you're working up above, it's easier to reach that one. Okay? And there you have it. Okay, you keep seeing your updates up here, right? Record updated successfully. Okay, boom. Now I've got them. Now, if I want to start creating pages, okay, I'm going to go into that. All right, and the only thing I want to point out now before I stop, there must be a home page. There has to be a home page. There's got to be index.html at least. It is the main page, okay? It doesn't have anything on it now, so it's still throwing an error. There's containers, but literally no elements whatsoever, and we're expecting elements, okay? All right, but we're going to get there. Anyway, that is the main page, by the way. This is index.html. I think everyone basically knows that, right? That is the main page of a website, say, is index.html. And that's what we're doing. So now my home page should call a template. So far it does not. It has to call a template. Let's say main page. Okay. Get it now? And we can put something on it or not, but we can start in. Okay, and I'm still going to throw an error because I think. Nope, no I didn't. I'm done. I'm not throwing an error anymore. It's going to say I got to decide where to put the main page information in here if I want, or it doesn't have to be here, but this is the main page, okay? And so I needed the page to call at least one template. It has to call Whatever page you create has to call a template design to present itself with that clothing on, so to speak, that template clothing style. Okay, any of these will work. Okay, it just has to use one. Okay, and there you have it. Now, I'm going to continue in the next topic, and we're going to talk about adding elements to containers, and you'll understand the idea. By the way, containers must what? I can't believe I'm calling it fishing store using PayPal everything. Containers must stretch all the way across the page. Okay, first rule of thumb, a container is assumed to go all the way across the page. Whether you are on a mobile phone or a desktop or a tablet, then this container goes all the way across the page. That container goes all the way across the page. Okay, now the stuff you see inside the container doesn't have to. This information does not go all the way across the page, so to speak, right? Not the information. The container does, except this is a header, but it's still full width. This container is full width, okay? Although the elements inside of them don't have to be full width, right? So elements do not stretch all the way across the page, usually, okay? But the container, by definition, must. And that's one way you recognize modern websites, is that you see these layers that go completely across the page. Is how you recognize containers, okay? And each one activates as you scroll down to it, so to speak. All right, that's my phone, and I'll break off this recording and I'll set up the next one next. Okay, hope you're enjoying it. This is going to be cool really, really fast.